short-term credit or short-term debt. This is debt that is repayable within 1 year. So it is repayable from 1 day to 12 months. This particular credit is good for emergencies or any other urgently pressing matters that you may encounter. That is what they were meant for. They are usually costly, and then they are to be repaid in a short period of time. Examples of short-term credit would include salary advance, whether it's coming from your employer or the bank, would include Shylock loans, would include overdrafts. This is where the bank allows you to be able to access money when your account is reading zero. So you are given a limit based on the bank's judgment of what you can be able to handle. So you are allowed to draw money beyond the zero mark. So the account goes into the negative. You're charged interest based on the amount that is in the negative. When the money, you receive other money crediting the account, then there is no interest being charged. That is an overdraft. They can be personal, they can be business. Locally here, personal overdrafts would include things like Fuliza, where you are allowed to spend beyond the zero mark using the M-Pesa platform. Would also include drawings against uncleared effects. This is where you have a check, you have banked the check today, it will mature after 2 days, you urgently need cash today, and you speak with your bank and they allow you access to a portion of the value of the check. Of course, they have to check the credibility of the drawer of the check, and then they will charge you interest on the amount that they get to advance you. Would also include LPO financing. This is where you have gotten an LPO to supply or an LSO to supply goods and services, and then you need to have some money to be able to perform that particular contract, but you don't have the money. So you approach your bank and they do LPO financing. They check the LPO, they confirm its genuineness, and then they can be able to give you some money for you to be able to discharge that particular request. And then once the money is paid, then they will deduct their money plus whatever interest they have charged you, and then they leave you to access the rest. Most times, LPO financing will be given by the bank where the money will be channeled. Would also include invoice discounting. This is where you have worked, you have invoiced, but there is a duration between when you've invoiced and when the money will be paid. But today you need money urgently. So you talk to your bank and they look at the invoice, they check credibility and genuineness, and then they can be able to give you some money on the account of the invoice, and then they charge you some interest